And good morning to everyone. As they say, calm before the storm, and that's where we are this morning. And I needed to hang on just a second. I have to do some things live. I'm not always smart enough to remember to do it all at one time. Turn the lights on where you can actually see me what's going on today. As I said, calm before the storm. We do have severe weather lined up to approach tonight, mainly after midnight. Now, we're going to have some thunderstorms roll in around that 6:30 to 7 o'clock range tonight. Thunderstorm here or there, and it could be a severe thunderstorm warning issued. But our threat is going to be after midnight. Most likely it's somewhere between 2:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning starting. Very severe. We'll look at the maps here in just a few moments and give you the detailed what to expect. And there's nothing worse than a storm that comes in the middle of the night. And another reason I'll harp on this during the daytime hours as to where you're ready, prepared for this, have several ways of getting weather alerts, whether it's the NOAA weather system, your cell phone. Also, you can, I'm trying to think here, that there's 2 or 3 other different ways that you get these, from television to Facebook. All of these ways, make sure that you've got it to where it will wake you up and you know what's going on. Make sure you've got an alert. I've got several that I run up here and start on this. So we'll be through this together. If you wouldn't mind, share my page, follow it so you'll be up to date with the very latest. We will go live as these storms come into our area, and we'll track it street by street by street as it gets near you to let you know where it is, how close it is, and if you need to go to your shelter. When a tornado warning is issued for your area, go. Sometimes you don't have but just a very few moments to get there. Now, I will say this about the storm. I mentioned this last night. We've been told 2 things with this one's going to come out of this is strong winds and possibly a lot of hail. Again, so if you've got a newer vehicle and you don't want it dinged up, find a place to park that tonight to where it won't be damaged with hail, because this could be a big event with hail. I've heard it too many times from the National Weather Service to the Weather Channel. All of these guys keep repeating this, that this could be a large hail event. The Dallas, Texas area is where that will start out and make its way towards us. So kind of be prepared on that. Be ready for it. All right, we'll come back and do some good mornings in just a moment. I'm going to pull up the map and show you first of where we've got, what's expected, and then we'll zoom in what the National Weather Service is telling us. First off, let me show you what my radar shows here. The green is a 1. We've got a 2 here from Memphis all the way around through Atlanta, through the southern portion down here of Louisiana, taking in the Gulfport area through Dallas. From there, you move to a 3. This, I don't know if you'd call that it's not pink. I don't know what you call it, beige maybe. We'll call that in this map here. This is the 3 from Tyler, Texas, to just north of Baton Rouge to almost Montgomery, taking in Tuscaloosa back to Fort Smith, Arkansas. And as you can see here, this is the Meridian area that is involved in this red area that has been moved up to a 4. This will stretch from Ruston, Louisiana, straight through Monroe, down I-20, through Vicksburg, through Jackson, and through the Meridian area, and through Clark County, and then taking in the Hattiesburg area. Y'all are going to be in this with the Meridian area also. So the Alabama line is the cutoff point here for the 4 area. It'll start here and come across and sweep and then move into Alabama. So don't discount this storm. We'll get into the breakdowns of Alabama and Mississippi here in just a moment and show you. This morning, let me turn this off. We got a thunderstorm popping up right now that I can show you that's south of us here. I got a notification that within 50 miles of the tower here out at Keyfield, we had a storm, and here that is just to the east of Wayne County. This is going to be right here just above Millery and Silas, Alabama, right here on the edge due east of Waynesboro. Some showers occurring this morning. Now, the next thing that I wanted to point out, there is thick fog in the Meridian area this morning, especially in low-lying areas. There has not been a watch or a warning issued for this, but it is out there. I've been outside. I talked to someone who drove into town a while ago. Be careful as you cross 4-lane highways coming up from what we'd call the rural route. Let's say Chandler Road that comes out on Highway 19 just down from Walmart. As you try to cross that to get in that middle part and go into town, be careful with cars coming by because accidents do happen. You can't see as good. So leave a few minutes early this morning, get where you're going, and that will be helpful. Slow is better because you get there. We'll say that. Okay, I just got a note, and I'll pass that on to you here in just a moment about a yard sale that's going to happen today. So we've got a lot of weather situations going on today. At the end of it, we want you safe. That's all that matters on this. We're all in this together. We're Americans. We're all here together, Mississippians and Alabamians, and we have several from other states that watch also. We'll cover that weather as well as we look at this. As we back out, let me pull up this radar back up and just give you a bird's eye view of what's going on nationwide this morning. All of this is going to develop and make its way right through our area here. We looked this morning, if you're on vacation for whatever reason from Gulfport this morning, a lot of showers there at Pascagoula this morning coming down. Biloxi has got some rain there this morning and cutting across. And again, off the coast, due south of Pensacola is where all of this is. Now, this is a marine warning out here if you happen to be out there in small craft warning, but thunderstorms out in the Gulf this morning. So pretty serious matter for them this morning. But again, our weather, and let me stress all of this, will be in these wee hours of the morning after midnight. So do not discount this storm. You go to bed and go, well, nothing's going to happen. That's not exactly the way it's going to go down. So we want you to be absolutely on top of everything that goes on. All right, let's switch gears just a moment. And as I mentioned a moment ago, the roadside rescue, which helps animals, kitty cats, puppy dogs that have been abandoned, helps with their vet bills. They were going to have a yard sale today. That has been postponed. They will announce a new schedule for it in May, is what they're telling me. So that's what's going to be happening there. A great cause there to help out pups that have been abandoned, of people that do them up. They can't think for themselves. One more thing as we get going, the city of Meridian, I'm not sure if everybody's aware of this, late yesterday afternoon had a building collapse in downtown Meridian. There are some streets that are blocked this morning. If you were to be going where they tore down the old bus station there where City Hall is, where they've done all of that work there, where you can see City Hall good now, you go in there and you've got MSU Riley Center on your left and the Crest Building. To your right, the old Sam's Fashion Building. Right behind it, where another building butted up against it, is what collapsed. The wall fell in, and the city of Meridian has several streets closed this morning due to that. Let's see, the following streets are closed: 23rd Avenue to 5th Street and 4th Street, and portions of 5th and 4th Streets west of 23rd Avenue. They're monitoring the situation, and they will keep up with this and pass more information along. But the wall just fell in last night. So downtown Meridian, boy, we've had, as I mentioned last night, a string of these that have happened over the last little bit. All right, let's now switch and talk a little bit of weather now of what we've got going on. Of course, as we go back and let me flip my buttons here so y'all can see what I'm seeing. As we pull this back, our record highs and low of today, 2011, it was a warm day for us. 88 degrees was the record set. 2000, a record of 30 degrees. Right now, as we look at today, we've got chances of shower. Our high will be about 82 is what we're looking for the high today. We're sitting at 62 right now. We'll look at temperatures in a moment as well. 60% chance of storms today, mainly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Some of these could be severe, cloudy with a high of reaching 82, and gusty, 20-mile-an-hour gust today. Tonight, we increased that to a 90% chance of showers there. Going to be severe, low of 63, 30-mile-an-hour gust. About 2 inches of rain on the low end is expected, 1 to 2 inches there. Tomorrow, 70% chance of showers. If you were planning on doing something tomorrow, discount that. It'll gradually get sunny after 4 o'clock, but the most of the day is going to be a wet one. We will reach 77 for a high, and then it will clear out on Sunday as all this stuff passes. As we jump to Alabama, pretty much the same forecast. They're expecting it to be wet today as well, as 80 degrees in Demopolis. Tuscaloosa will reach 80. As we go across here, the rain that is expected, minimum that we're thinking is 2 inches. It could go up to 5 inches as you look at this on the chart of what is predicted for flooding between tonight and through tomorrow. That's a lot of water coming down. And as you go down this list here through Laurel, Hattiesburg, same thing, all the way up to Columbus, back west past Vicksburg, a lot of rain. And this is that red area. We're at a 4 out of a 5. As we look at this, as we go down to New Orleans, they're predicting 3 to 4 inches there at Gulfport area. So if you're on the coast, expect that. Downtown New Orleans, 1 to 2 inches is what they're expecting. As you go up near Macomb, they're expecting about 2 to 3 inches of rain tonight. So a lot again, I stated, is going to come down. We go to the edge there, and we look at Waynesboro, with the National Weather Service out of Mobile is predicting there. And all of this from Pensacola to Mobile, look at this, over to Waynesboro and Wiggins, all of this area, a lot of rain is going to come down. The flood threat, 2 to 4 inches is what they're thinking in that neck of the woods. Bunch. This is where things changed last night. This is our area now that is expected. We're in the moderate risk, widespread damaging winds of 80 miles an hour, up to 80 miles an hour. Let me word it that way. Large hail the size of baseball and tornadoes are going to be possible with this. Again, most people are putting more emphasis on the strong winds. With all of the rain, you mix this in with the wind, it's going to down power lines. It can damage homes. If you've got trees near your home where you sleep, pick a different safe place to stay tonight. That is just not good. I cannot tell you how many times that you see reports of damage and the people lose their life of a tree falling through and hitting them in the bed. So if you've got trees that surround your house, have a backup plan for tonight. It wouldn't be good to stay there if it's real close to your home. And by all means, I know we all love shade here in the South, but at some point, see about getting those removed because it's just not worth your life. We will have the Natchez area south of here. That's going to be enhanced. They'll have up to 70 miles an hour, up to also that baseball-size hail. Again, this is going to be multiple rounds of this. We'll have one round before midnight, say 7 o'clock. It won't be as bad. After we get into midnight, say 2:30, 3 a.m., we're going to have another round that will be really bad, and then another round after it before daylight. So it's 3 rounds is what we're expecting of this. Serious weather. And again, I show this again. If you live anywhere in these areas here, tonight, be cautious. If you've got a neighbor that doesn't watch TV, doesn't have a smartphone, go by and tell them what is expected so they'll know. A lot of people just have been closed off, just kind of quit watching television, and they just got an old plain phone that they just don't get information on. So make sure that they know. Help somebody. As we jump across the Bama state line of what is expected for the Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, York, Alabama, Mississippi is the line of it becoming a 4. It's a 3 area. They broke this down into 2 segments for Alabama. This is until midnight right here. They got it as a slight. After midnight, they increased this in Alabama to a 3, including Demopolis, York, all of these areas through here, Geiger, Alabama, all the way up to Hamilton. They're in this, where Meridian will be a 4. This side of the state line will be a 3. So we know where we're at, and that's damaging winds again up to 70 miles an hour. But as Alabama breaks it down, the worst, again, comes after midnight. So everybody with me on that? I hope I'm not confusing on what I'm saying. As we look to the south of us here, let's look what Mobile is putting out. Mobile is passing along, again, the Waynesboro area. Wiggins down on the coast, that's going to be a 3. And then as we move over to the Mobile area, that jumps back into that 2. It's a slight chance there. Putting all of the worst of the weather from Wiggins due north to Meridian, and when you get to Clark County, that's going to change to a 4. You've got 3s in there. But Clark County, you'll be in this with the Meridian area also. Quitman, all points in there. Down to Shibuda, you are at a 4 for tonight of severe weather. As we jump ahead, let's look here what we're getting out of New Orleans, Baton Rouge area here. New Orleans, for the severe weather, is going to be in the 2 area. From there to Hammond, and then when you get to just about the state line, it moves to a 3 in Mississippi, and then the further north toward Meridian you go, it will change to that 4. As we look at this came out from the Severe Storm Prediction Center. This is the entire map, similar to what I showed you on my radar just a few moments ago, where this area right here from Ruston, Louisiana, over to Meridian, Mississippi, being the worst of the weather. Now, if you noticed on my map, and I'll go back to this, they're kind of split in Lauderdale County. That eastern side where Wyandotte is sort of the line of where it is. But if you live at Wyandotte, anywhere near Rodney's racetrack, that's an imaginary line. But what that is telling us, the Alabama side is not going to get the weather as bad. It's going to be just to the west of there, just west of Wynot Motorsports Park is where the imaginary line of being worse back toward the Jackson area, if that makes sense. Let me move forward here. This is another example that the Storm Prediction Center put out here. This right here is the wind. And this is what I keep emphasizing about this storm is what they're saying is we're going to have very, very strong winds with this. We could have damaging winds. With the rain, it will uproot trees and knock electricity out. So watch that. We also flip to here. This is showing the hail outlook on this. They're saying up to baseball-size hail possible with this storm. Could start at Dallas and move its way towards us. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but it's been mentioned too many times. Something's up with that. The tornado outlook, as we look at the map here, this is the brown area here, and then the focus on all of this will be here right due east of Monroe to Meridian line, right there. There is a chance of it. We can't rule it out for tonight. Lots happening, so we want you absolutely safe. Be prepared for this. Again, follow my page. If you don't know me, welcome. If this is your first time watching this morning, me, welcome in. And we do weather a little bit different. I talk plain spoken. I'll let you know where it is. I'll tell you some buildings that it's near so that you recognize them. That's most important. A lot of people, and it's no one's fault, you just don't pay attention to maps. And I've learned this from 20 plus years of doing this. It just makes more sense. If somebody gives you directions and they tell you what building to take a left at to get somewhere, it adds up more to you. And that's what we do here to make sure that you know what's going on. As we talk about things, I want to talk about my friend Joe. He's one of our sponsors that's been with us since day one. And, well, Joe always has a great deal for you. And the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville invites you there, one of the cleanest, friendliest stores that you will ever bump into. Friendly staff to take care of you. This week they've got the red, yellow, orange bell peppers on sale. If you hadn't seen them yet, drop in today, 2 for $3. On the vine, ripe red tomatoes, $1.49 a pound. If you want a tomato sandwich, they've got them. Cantaloupes, $1.99 each. The ketchup that could be in shortage, yeah, they've got those 2 for $3. Get you some Hunts. They've also got the hamburger dill chips there, $1.69 for a jar, including hamburger helper. What a quick meal to make there, 4 for $5 for a box of that stuff. Also, the crystals, if you're making coffee and you're out of sugar, you'll get grumpy. $1.99 for that 4-pound bag. Also, Fruity Pebbles, who doesn't like a little cereal around the house, 2 for $5 on select Post cereals. See them, they've got those in the store today. Check Mix, it's contagious. You can't eat just one bite. $1.29 a bag, including Oreos, 2 for $7. You can get the Piggly Wiggly spread, 16 ounce, 89 cents. Brine Bologna, the 12 ounce, 4 for $5. A bargain on that. Makes a lot of sandwiches take off to work there. If you're going to be cooking breakfast Saturday morning, well, you got to need some bacon there, and they've got that $3.29 for the 12-ounce steaks this weekend, $9.99 for that strip steaks. Also, pork chops, $1.49, and you get the baby back ribs for $3.99 a pound. Some of the bargains that you'll get, Coca-Cola products, also just so much more in the store, always plate lunches, and a whole lot more there at Joe's Place. See, he'll help you out there. Now, let me say some good mornings of some people that are watching that are paying attention to the weather. Good morning to Charlene Gaddy. Also, Terry Carter, how are you today? Daniel Pilgrim is watching today, along with Belinda Atkins, Charlotte Gray. Good morning to you also. I want to say good morning to Sylvia Stewart, Les Alexander. Good morning, Scotty. What's going to do today? Well, we're going to get a little showers and stuff. We'll go back to the forecast, do a recap in just a moment there. Good morning to Janice Bounds. Dwayne Bounds, good morning to you. Also, Joan McDonald. Glad you're watching today. Kathy Jenkins is up with us. Also, J.T. Rigdon. I guess, J.T., you're still in the Atlanta area. Is that where you are today? Be careful over there. Donna Peebles is watching. Also, Bree Parker. Happy Friday to all. Denise Covington, good morning to you. Debbie Penny, you're up today. Prayers for everybody to stay safe as I get tongue-tied there. But prayer is a very powerful weapon that so few people use. Try that sometime. It really is powerful. Also, Milton Savell, morning to you, along with Andrew Dabbs, morning. Also, Foggy in the DeKalb, Preston area, Stuart Sanford said. We've got that also in Meridian. If you're just kind of tuning in, we've got a lot of fog, so leave early where you're going. Donna Roseman is up, good morning. Also, Ruth Key, good morning. Lindsay Ladd, hope don't get into bad weather tonight in the Philadelphia, Mississippi area. Possibility there. I'll be here, though, to tell you about it. Good morning to everyone from Sue Thrash. Arlene Tew is up. Sandy White, how are you today? Pam Grice, good morning. Ann Cook is watching today, along with Nancy Johnson. How are you? Melina, I believe I'm saying that. Melina Hamrick, morning. Linda Culpepper is up. Good morning to you also. Bree Packer, morning. And also Tammy Douglas watching from the big city of Union. Always love Union. Great place. Y'all have always been extremely nice to me on the many adventures that we've done there. Now, let's go back now and look at our extended forecast and talk about what's going to happen today and the extended forecast. Now, our today, what we're looking for, 60% chance of thunderstorms, likely after 3 o'clock. So we're pretty good until then. Now, we got some stuff down east of Waynesboro right now. Some of these storms could be severe, and that's what we're talking about late in the afternoon, some of these firing up, but it won't be the worst of the weather. High today, 82, and gusty with 20-mile-an-hour gust. We move in tonight, and this moves from a 60% chance of rain to a 90% chance of rain tonight. And again, after 1 a.m., we're really expecting this somewhere between the 1 and 3 area to start moving in. You'll start seeing this stuff making its way from the Jackson area. Could be severe, low around 63, and we move our gust up to 30 miles an hour. That's pretty strong. We're expecting somewhere between 1 to 2 inches of rain. The National Weather Service tells us it could go from 2 to 5 depending upon how heavy a rain it is. Flash flooding could take place for tonight. All right, we get through all of this bad weather tonight, and then we wake up tomorrow morning to a 70% chance of thunderstorms continuing through about 10 a.m. So if you were expecting to do a yard sale in the morning, because this is we're getting into the first of the month here, probably not going to happen. And then we've got slight showers between 10 and 4, and just a wee bit after 4 o'clock. It should be clearing off after 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, high reaching 77, and still gusty. Not a day you want to hang your sheets out on the line. It's liable to float them away. 20-mile-an-hour gust still happening, down to a 10% chance of rain on Saturday night with a low of 50. Now, we've got sunshine all lined up for you come Sunday morning. Sunshine is going to be perfect. Our high on Sunday somewhere around 75 to 76. Now, let's pull up our 7-day extended forecast, and here's what we're looking at. Again, 80, 81 today. That low tonight about 63 as we come across 75. And again, we start seeing our temperatures about Tuesday. We'll see them drop down. This is going to be a cold spell for us in the middle of April here as it moves down. And let's jump ahead. That's 7 days there. Rain chances move back into about Wednesday. We look into the 16th. We start seeing 60-degree weather. Nighttime's lows drop into these 48, 47, 50-degree, and 60. Not getting much above 70 degrees there. So cooler weather on the way before we get into to May. This year is flying, isn't it? There is lots to watch tonight. Let's go back to radar and look at this again as everyone is joining us. Coming up on 7 o'clock, we hadn't made it there. One of the big news stories today, I wanted to mention this if you hadn't heard this. Prince Philip passed away early this morning. The Queen has just announced this. They'll have more details of the case. He passed away at Windsor Castle, and there he is there. He's been sick, spent a month in the hospital. That's the big breaking news this morning. So we'll have more on that coming up at 8:30 of all the different news stories that are happening. All right, let's go back to radar this morning and take a quick peek of what we've got going on in and around the area. And again, we've got these showers here east of Waynesboro that is in Choctaw County, Alabama. As we look at this, if you're east of Silas, Millery, Coffeyville, Alabama, y'all be ready. You're fixing to get wet there. No thunderstorms with it. It is some heavy rain, but no warnings or anything to that nature there. This will be near West Bend within, it's right there at it. And Campbell, you'll get this in the next 20 minutes if you're in the Alabama area. So be prepared for it. As we go back up here and look at the Meridian area, we're just picking up fog this morning all the way up here in Kemper County. Y'all leave a little early before you head off to work this morning. We back out again, and we look at this. Heavy showers off in the Gulf there, moving toward the Tallahassee area. Clean right now back to Dallas. All right, let's pull back up. Let's go in to severe weather mode and look at today. Again, this is our area that's going to be a 4. Serious weather for us tonight. Only one more higher. We want you to take it very serious. Let's look at Saturday as we pull up the outlook for it. We change this, and the bad weather will move east. Now, as you'll notice here, Lauderdale County, Kemper County, and Noxubee County will still have a one area as we move into Saturday, but this will make its way across Alabama here, all the way over to Macon, Georgia on Saturday. All right, let's jump into Sunday and look at what the severe weather will do as we look at day 3 and turn this off. And it's way out of the area by then. It's going to be on the East Coast from Florida, moving up through the Carolinas, through this area here. So our next 24 hours is what we want to watch here in the Meridian area, all of Mississippi. Have a weather plan. Make sure that you're prepared for what is coming. This could be bad, again, in the middle of the night. I'll have updates throughout the day. I don't want to use the word harping, but we're going to use the word going over it several times to make absolutely sure that you're aware of what's happening. Again, I mentioned EMEPA already geared up. They're ready for any weather that comes. They'll get the power back on as quickly as they can, but they remember these guys have to be out in those storms. If you're sitting in your house and that lightning is popping and you can't see out your window, somebody has to be out there in that storm working. So when it's safe for them to step out is when they get into action. They'll get it recovered. Don't forget to look at their page, as you can find out and look at it online from your cell phone if the power is out in your neighborhood. One of the handiest things. And when we start talking about power outages, don't forget my friends at Sanders Gas, to where they offer you generators. If you've been to that situation to where you've got the pull behind generator that you hook up and you can really only run one refrigerator and maybe a lamp. Are you tired of that? Talk to Sanders Gas today and see how affordable it is to get one of these that will run your entire home. Not just one thing. It'll run your air conditioning, heating unit, every light, refrigerator, and it's just like you never lost power. Turns on within 20 seconds and then takes over within 45 seconds. One of the handiest things that's ever been invented there. Different looks of this. Again, this is Generac. It runs off propane. There's propane. Several things about this. You don't have to worry about going to get fuel. And when the gas pumps are down and they don't have electricity, you can't get fuel. You can run this off of your propane tank, right? Straight from it that your gas logs work off of. Sanders Gas, call out and talk to Chuck today if you're interested in this, and he'll tell you more about it. Save you some money, and, well, you won't be without power. That is a wonderful thing, especially if you've got someone that lives with you that's elderly, and you want to make absolutely sure that they're safe and everything is great. Talk to them today. I think you'll really, really like that system there. Charlie Wiggins, good morning to you. Also, Scarlett Spears watching, sleeping in helmets. And that is another thing that I've brought of things that you need. Helmets are extremely important with that. If a tornado were to hit and it throws you, that's what most people die from, is head damage. So if you've got a football helmet, a bike helmet, grab those. Make sure that your cell phone is charged tonight. I cannot tell you how many times powers went out and you've used your phone, you've got 10%, the storm hits, and you can't keep up with what's going on. So make sure to start charging that early today and make sure it's got a hot battery for you before you go to bed so that it's all there. Sometimes cell phone towers have some issues, so just charge it up there. Again, a NOAA weather radio is great to have in your home. Purchase one of those. You will really, really like that. It does do a test on Wednesday morning every week. It's loud, just telling you. But it will save a life, is what I mean by that. Again, I want to say thank you for dropping by this morning. A big thank you to all the sponsors that make this happen. You see their picture up in the right-hand side. They're local folks that do business with you. Most of them go to church with you. Do business with them. It pays back in the community to help. We've got folks that build storm shelters here, the Precast Group. A little bit of everything being offered to you, the folks that advertise with you, from banks to grocery stores to getting your car fixed with Chet. They're all here. Great folks that live in our community. Thank you so much. And again, Candace will join me for all the headlines coming up at 8:30. We'll do a recap of what to expect with the weather again, because as this thing comes across today, there will be updates. I'll be here to make sure that you've got all of that. John Ellis, keep up with your glasses. If they're not on your face, they need to be in the case. That's a good point, especially if you've got read glasses you can't see or you can't see out. Make sure that you've got those on you. Nothing worse than being separated from something that you can't see. Let's see. Good morning from Pat Gibson. Pat and Buddy watching today. Thank you. Sandra Bunyard is watching. See, I mixed two lines there. She said good morning. Glad to have you here. Ray Gafford is up. Gail and Ray both watching today. Tammy Douglas watching from Union this morning. Let's see here. Jessica Dickerson, just an idea. we lose service in our storm shelter, we put our phone right outside of it to have service for updates. Some of these do that. I mean, Candace talked about that, depending on how deep it is. Hers worked in her shelter. Mine works in my shelter, but there are a few that they don't. But just have it to where you get a signal. Test it today during daylight hours. Make sure that you've got all your stuff, your batteries, your flashlights, all of that piled up where you can get to it quickly. If you're going to be, who hadn't done this? You can't find your batteries, then you start looking for candles to light. And cigarette lighters, you can't hardly find them. Or what do you call the things that are about that long that you strike to light candles? Get all of that together. Now, if you're going to be burning candles, I cannot stress to you about being careful. Keep that away from curtains. We don't want any homes to catch on fire from a candle, because that can happen. Sometimes you have to think of the worst scenario that can go wrong, and that can. Mine is an above ground. Somebody asked me what type of shelter I have. Mine is above ground. Poured concrete through the walls with rebar, solid concrete roof, and all of it attached to the cement pad drilled into it. I know the precast group can give you above and below ground, depending on how you do it. If you're building a home, you can set these inside your house, have it formed and put in to where you build your house around it. A great way, then you don't have to go outside. But if you've got a home that's already built, they can still take care of you to where you're safe. Linda Jane has made several trips to that. So there you go. We appreciate that. We'll have more coming up as we travel through this day of watching weather. I appreciate everybody. Again, I'll be back at 8:30. And thank you so much for joining me to discuss weather. Your life is the most important thing that you can have, and protect it. And I say this as testimony of, at the end of life, you're not going to take anything with you. There's not one item on this earth that you got that you leave with. The most important thing that you have is family and your life. Take care of it, because so many other people depend upon you. You get up, you go to work, you provide for people. So take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Does that make sense? That's all I ask on that. And need you around for another day. That's what it's all about. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Thank you so much for joining me. Scotty Ray's Weather. Follow it for the absolute latest, as we'll get down to street-by-street coverage on this tonight as the storms come. Again, after 3 o'clock will be the majority of the weather starts moving in our area. Thank you. Candace will be here in just a little over an hour and a half. We'll let you know what's going on this morning. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see you soon from Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by